The 18th of September 2021. I don't know why I'm starting this show with mentioning the date to you, but I just felt it's important to mention it to you guys because today has been a very interesting day that has had one of the most prestigious tournaments in athletics happening in Kenya, and that is the Absa Keino Classic that took place today at the Moi International Sports Center, Kasarani. Today on the show, I'm going to be talking with one of the title sponsors of this year's tournament, that is Absa Bank Kenya. Just before I get into the conversation with the representative from Absa Bank Kenya, I'd like to thank you so much for being part of Side Chat with Nation. I know I've not been asked this particular question, but so far we are at 102 subscribers on YouTube. I mean, if you subscribe, you won't lose anything. Also, if you share it with a friend, you're not going to be losing anything. So subscribe the button down there. Well, on today's show, as I've mentioned to you guys, you're going to be talking to Philbert Mdidndi, who's the marketing manager at Absa Bank Kenya. Philbert, one topical thing, one thing that stood out for me when you made an announcement of being a part of the Keino Classic this year is the fact that Absa has been synonymous with the Kenya Magical Open. What was the inspiration into getting into athletics this year?
Thanks, Nation, for that question. Indeed, as Absa, we've had a heritage of participation in the sports area. We have largely been involved in the Magical Kenya Open, which is the golfing, and proud to say that during that period, 10 years, when we supported the sport, it moved from just a local tournament to go into an international tournament that has joined the European Challenge Tour, elevating that game world over, and giving our local golfers an opportunity to be able to compete in the global stage within our Kenyan soil. Over and above that, we've also been a banking partner for the English Premier League. We've participated in that sport for a long time. And what inspires us is because, you know, our athletes have very strong passion points towards certain aspects, and sports is one big of them. Big element of the passion points that our customers and our fans, or rather our stakeholders, are connected to. And so, as a brand, we find that when we connect and support these sports, then we are able to reach out to our customers, even in unconventional ways.
Okay. Maybe somebody will be interested to know, is your involvement in athletics only going to be about the Absa Keino Classic, or it's going to stretch beyond this particular continental tour?
I'll take you back to last year, where we partnered with the likes of Eliud Kipchoge. We had an opportunity to be able to generate content, for example, that we were using on our platform we're calling Stay Active series, which was meant to help those who are at home during this COVID period to be able to stay active and stay healthy. We also managed to visit his training camps in Iten and Kaptagat, and we donated food to those athletes who were affected by the COVID pandemic. We've been supporting the likes of Ndakaini Marathon. Before last year, we participated, and we continue to have conversations with Athletics Kenya and like-minded organizations to be able to continue to support this sport.
Okay. I'll be interested in knowing the extent of a partnership for the Keino Classic.
All right. So for Keino Classic, we came on board as the platinum sponsor, and that is why the event has actually been named Absa Keino Classic. This event started last year. In Kenya got the privilege of hosting it last year. It's been named after the legend Dr. Keino, and this is the second edition, which is Absa Keino Classic 2021. It's a gold tour just below the Diamond League. So it is a big event that attracts big athletes from all over the world. And if you've been keen and your ear has been on the ground, you will hear the likes of Gatlin from the USA 100 meters champion, the hammer thrower, that is the guy, Norwich from Poland, who have joined. We also have our own stars here in Kenya, the likes of Faith Kipyegon, Kieng, who will be participating in this race.
Okay. And a big challenge that most athletes are facing is not having this platform. I'll be interested in knowing what probably Absa is doing to ensure that more talent is spotted. Because the reality is we have the likes of Eliud Kipchoge on the spotlight right now. But it's going to get to a certain point when eventually they have to retire from the sport. So probably what is Absa trying to do to ensure that we spot new talents who are going to put Kenya in the international stage?
Thanks, Nashon, for that question. I would say that we cannot do this alone. And as I mentioned, in partnership with Athletics Kenya and the Ministry of Sports, as we continue to collaborate, and any like-minded corporates, as we continue to collaborate and create platforms like Absa Keino Classic, we are going to be spotlighting the talent in the country and giving them a global platform when they can be able to grow. You will remember that the likes of Rudisha were actually discovered in this same event. And I believe that as we continue to support these events and they give an opportunity for our young athletes to participate, then they are going to be entering and getting prepared to even participate in the Diamond League and the World Athletics competitions at a higher level.
Okay. Philbert, this next question is a bit away from the continental tour, but I'm asking it because you are in the financial management sector. A key challenge that most athletes usually struggle with is we've seen probably posts of athletes who are probably requesting for send me money because probably after retirement they do not have a way to sustain themselves. Coming from a financial management point of view, maybe you can give a few pointers on what athletes can do to ensure that they avoid such situations, because eventually they're going to retire at one point or another.
Nashon, you raise a very important point, and I think as a brand, what we are trying to do here is to ensure that we support these athletes even as they get their prize monies. We will be working very closely with the Athletics Kenya and the Ministry of Sports to be able to come up with programs that we can be able to help these athletes to develop sustainable investment opportunities for them, so that when they retire from their active life in athletics, they don't struggle. We've seen many highlights of very successful athletes who made a lot of money in their heydays, but they struggle towards retirement. And I think that doesn't reflect a very good picture on us and we would want to support these athletes to make sure that they have solid grounding and they can be able to secure and have their investments sustaining their livelihoods even as they get into retirement.
Okay. I know Absa is probably one of the contact points of athletes. What can, stakeholders and relevant, basically stakeholders in the sporting front do to continue creating this culture of after retirement, we don't need to have this conversation about, send M-Pesa here. It's not that it's not like it's a bad thing, but in most cases you find it happens because people do not have the financial knowledge, to make the right decisions in this direction.
Yeah, I think continuous awareness is something that we will continue to do to educate the masses on this aspect, because it is very important for us to be able to prepare for tomorrow. It's even for farmers. It's very advisable when you are having a bumper harvest, you store some grains in case the rains fall short. We are experiencing, for example, food shortage in some parts of the country, while in the past probably they had bumper harvests. It's the same way in finances. You'd always have to think about the rainy days.